Welcome to my third week of my 10K training and preparation week. I'm going to share with you kind of how I got on with my training this week. And I'm also going to share with you why I think working out in the mornings is the best time to be active. But before we get into why I think mornings are the best time to work out, let's have a look at what my thoughts are after my first run this week. Just done my first run of week 3 and it went really well. I did manage to go a little bit faster than usual, or actually just be consistently able to run for a bit longer without kind of slowing down too much. I did 4.15k and I did it in about 28 minutes. So that is progress for me. Like I said before, I don't normally focus on kind of speed when I'm training. I just want to kind of get the distance in. But kind of just managing to go a bit faster, which is really good. It wasn't too cold this morning and not too windy. The air was quite still, so that kind of helped just make the whole run a little bit more enjoyable than when it's really windy. I could feel my shins a little bit today. It's not too bad, but previously when I did kind of distance running, I did a lot of training, I could feel my shins after a while. So that's probably why I would take it steady and not try to like push too hard or try to run like too fast for too long. But yeah, it's gone really well, and I feel like I'm still very motivated to do it, and just having that goal in mind and committing to it and dedicated to actually doing the training and getting up early to do it is really good, and makes me feel good. So the reason I like to work out first thing in the morning is because it wakes me up a lot. Usually when I get out of bed or I kind of get ready for work, I just feel so tired and I just feel like I'm still half asleep. But when I decide to go out first thing in the morning and get my blood pumping, I feel like for the rest of the day, I just feel more awake and it's just quicker to getting ready to go for the day, and I just don't feel as tired and exhausted. So for me, I really like going out in the morning. It's just for me the best time to go for a run. Another reason I like to go out first thing in the morning is because for me personally, I don't like when it's busy out, and I don't like when there's loads of people kind of just around in general. So when I've gone out after work in the past, I always find there are a lot of people around. It could be people walking the dogs, it could be kids playing around, or just people kind of out and about. Whereas first thing in the morning, when I go out about 7 or half 6 in the morning, it's just quiet and there's not many people kind of getting in the way. I know I'm not priority of using the footpath, but it's just nicer not having to slow down or stop or kind of dodge people and kind of run around people a lot. So for me in the mornings is the best time to go, so I can just keep my consistent pace without kind of zigzagging around kind of the footpath, and also like I say, I don't have to dodge people, and it's just nicer to have that quiet time to myself and just get on with what I'm out there to do. So I went for a run this morning. It's my second run of this week. I don't think it went as well as it has been going. I woke up with a pounding headache. I was really tempted to just stay in bed. And because I was so eager to get out the door just in case I changed my mind. I didn't drink any water when I got up as well, so I was really thirsty. And my run was a little bit slow. I did 4.1k again, but in half an hour. So it's a little bit slower. And I just felt myself slow and kind of struggling a little bit more than I have been. But I think that's just with me sleeping a little bit bad this week, and yeah, I just woke up with a headache. But I still went, so that was good. I'm glad I still pushed through and then went for a run. Yeah, I didn't film an update straight after my run because I thought I was running a bit late, which I am a little bit, so I just quickly got ready. So then I just thought I'll just quickly film an update on how I've done this so far. In the past where I have been going out for a run after work, I do struggle because I feel like by the time I finish work and I come home, I feel very tired. It could be mentally tired or physically tired, and at that point I just don't really feel like going out, and it's so easy then to miss a run or miss a workout. So for me, first thing is easier to keep up with my routine. I feel like if I just get it over and done with in the morning without thinking too much about it, then it's just works for me personally a bit more. Usually when I've had the whole day at work thinking about, oh, I'm going to get home, oh, but then I have to go out again for a run, and then now the weather's getting colder and it's getting dark earlier as well, I usually kind of talk myself out of going for a run after work, and then I am less likely to go out if I try to schedule my runs after work. So for me, it's first thing, don't think about it, get it over and done with, and that's it for the day, so I don't have to then think about it. The other reason I like to go for a run first thing in the morning is because I feel like if the rest of the day I don't feel very productive, or I've been feeling very slow and just feeling like I've not achieved a lot in that day, but if I've been for a run in the morning, then to me that's a big achievement in a way. So I can still get through the day feeling like I've done something good and I've done something that benefits me and I feel healthy. And to me, that's why I like to go out in the morning. So even if I am a bit slow and have achieved pretty much nothing for the rest of the day, I still feel good about myself. And most of the times when I go out in the mornings, most people are probably still asleep. And I just feel like, oh, I've done probably more than those people have because they are still in bed when I've gone for a run. And that's just me personally feeling like I've done something that I feel good about. And like I say, if I don't feel like I've been very productive, then to me, at least I've been for that run. So yeah, and it generally just makes me feel good. So I just come back from my third run this week. It went quite well. Something strange has happened. Normally I run the same route and kind of the same distance around the same area. So I did the same the last two runs, but this morning my Fitbit was showing I did 3.98. Previously on the exact same run, I did 4.1 or 4.15, so I don't really know what's happened there. So I did apparently 3.98k. I did that in about half an hour. I kind of mixed it up a bit. I went for a couple of walks, like slow down a little bit, and then I kind of ran a little bit faster on some of the bits. So I kind of wanted to mix up the pace a little bit to see if I can improve on speed a bit. But I wasn't running fast kind of too much because I still wanted to be able to run more consistently rather than having to stop because I'm out of breath. The sky this morning was really nice. It was so pretty. It was orange this morning. When I left the house, it was still quite dark, so I could slowly see the sun come out, and then it kind of, yeah, was orange in the sky. It was just very nice to see. So this week has gone quite well. I feel like my last run wasn't that good and I didn't feel that great during the run, but today has been good and I feel good, which is the most important. So week 3 of my runs have been done, and I'll update you soon next week. Another thing I've noticed going out for morning runs is that, in my opinion, I feel like people in the mornings are nicer and they are happier. Usually I see either dog walkers or people just going out on their morning walks, and then people would smile and say hello, or they'll say good morning, and they're just nicer. Whereas I feel like when I've been out in the evenings, it's usually people probably rushing to the shop to get something for dinner, or they are running to pick up their kids from somewhere, and they're generally a bit more rushed and not as nice. That's what I find. It's just an observation that I've kind of made, that I feel like early risers wake up or get up early for a reason, and they probably feel better about it, and they're just generally happier. That's what I've kind of noticed. Morning runs are also good, especially in the summer, because in the mornings it's generally a little bit cooler and temperatures are a little bit lower, so it doesn't get as hot. So in the mornings I feel like at the moment it's perfect temperature to go out. Some mornings are very cold, and the initial kind of run when I first start, it kind of gets a bit cold and not so comfortable kind of in my lungs. But generally it's cooler temperature, so I feel like I run better, and I think most people probably would agree. Just when it's not really hot outside, that you tend to run a little bit better because you just feel less hot, sweating a lot less. And in the mornings, even if I do go for a little bit longer, I don't feel like I need to bring any water. I can get through my morning runs without feeling too hot or too sweaty sometimes. During the summer, it's nice when you still have sunlight out after work, but it does get quite warm because everything's already heated, or the pavement's already heated, and throughout the day it just gets hotter and hotter, and then by the time it gets to the evening it just gets a little bit too warm to feel like I've done a good run. So in the mornings I feel like it's a better temperature for me to go and do my workout. The other reason I like to go out for a morning run is because sometimes, and I do say sometimes, you see the sunrise and the sky is so pretty in the mornings. Like when you see the sunrise in the sky and then it's orange, and it's just such a pretty view, and it just makes me feel really good of being out at that time of the day. And I feel like it makes a difference to the rest of my day. I just feel quite positive, and just seeing the sun come up, and it's just such a nice view when going out in the mornings. The reason I emphasize on sometimes is because most of the day it's quite grey and it's rainy, or it's just not very nice here in the mornings. But occasionally when you get clear sky, or even when it's a little bit cloudy, you can kind of see the sun come up behind the clouds, and it's just such a pretty view. And I think that's worth just going out in the morning for that and seeing that, and just because it makes me feel really good, and I just really like it. So I think that's the most important, because I like it. So those are the reasons why I think going out on a morning run is the best time to go. It doesn't just apply to running. I feel like if you do any sort of workout first thing in the morning, you will have the same kind of result. In terms of working out first thing in the morning, I feel like it kind of gets your heart pumping, and then you feel like you're productive first thing. And to me, it just feels like it puts you in a better mood. And I feel like there's so many benefits of working out in the morning, but I understand that it doesn't work for everyone, and sometimes it's just not possible for other reasons or other commitments. But for me personally, I feel like going out in the mornings is the best time. My week 3 training has been going really well, and I'm really happy with the progress. I know it's very slow and steady progress, but to me I'm still moving in the right direction, and that's the most important to me. I still feel really motivated to keep going, and I definitely feel like my fitness is going up, and I'm able to run for longer without stopping or slowing down. And in general, my whole body just feels like it's more ready and all kind of warmed up, and all my muscles know that I'm going to be using them a lot and putting them through pain, and it just feels really good, and I definitely want to keep doing it. Same as before, I've still been doing my workouts in between runs. On Wednesday I did a run in the morning, and then after work I actually went skating. I went to roller disco, which I sometimes go. In the past I used to go a lot more, but I decided it would be nice to go this week. So yeah, it's been quite an active week. I don't feel as tired as I thought I would. Actually the opposite. I feel like I've got more energy by just keeping myself active and keep myself moving all the time. So that's my week 3 update of my training and preparation for my 10k run. I'm getting excited, but also kind of a little bit nervous just imagining the day. Normally when I kind of get to the start line or get to the day of the actual race, I tend to get quite nervous about it. So I feel like it's getting a little bit closer now, and I just feel a little bit nervous. But that's also the motivation to keep me going. So yeah, I will update you again next week. Hope you enjoyed my week 3 update. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And if you don't want to miss out my future updates, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.